Okay, so learning how to play this game for both you and your dog is a learning process. You're learning a new skill. So similar to learning how to play the piano. Okay, I might give you for example here. Let's say you're learning how to play the piano. Um, and you learn how to play. It's fun because you know the ultimate goal is that you're going to be able to play like Beethoven. You're going to be the best, most awesome piano player. You're going to play for all your friends. You're going to blah, blah, blah. But right now, you have to learn how to play it. And it's fun, but it's also not that fun because you're just learning you're learning the same keys over and over. You're learning how to move your hands, muscle memory. And that process, although your goal is to be playing beautiful songs, right now you're not. You're just and it's not as fun as you want it to be. But let's say you play for 5 minutes and then at your break, someone comes over and gives you $1 million. You probably like playing the piano pretty well. Okay. Now, let's say you go back to playing, and while you're playing, someone gives you grapes, feeds you, or your favorite food, and feeds you candy bars or gummy snacks, whatever it is that you love to eat. So let's say while you're learning how to play the basics, the unfun stuff, you have some friend who comes over, one of your best friends actually, who comes over and gives you food while you're playing for those 5 minutes. Okay, now let's say you take a break and you get your best friend gives you $1 million. Yeah, okay, the piano playing thing is not so bad. I get snackies, I get millions of dollars. And then you have your third session, and while you're eating, your best friend is giving you more delicious foods, and then you're done. You're learning the same thing over and over, blah, blah, blah. But it's not so bad because your friend's giving you snackies. And then at the end of it, your best friend gives you $5 million. Okay. Yes. Okay. This piano learning process is not that bad. And actually, it's actually kind of fun. Because we have mixed the learning process with the reward system. And that is how we're teaching these dogs. So in this analogy, your dog is learning how to play the piano. Okay. The food that you give, the snackies that your best friend gives you, you're the best friend. The snackies that your best friend gives you are Treatios, and your dog's kibble and Treatios are their normal food, along with some of your favorite food on top of it. And then in this scenario, the $1 million that you get is the interaction that you play with your dog between the training sessions. That is worth $1 million to your dog. Okay? If your dog could buy anything in the whole wide world, they would probably buy food, toys, and playtime with their favorite human, and that's you. That is worth $1 million to your dog. So it is super important that in between the training sessions, the fun training sessions where they're getting their favorite snackies, that break, that $1 million break, is you interacting with them and you spending quality time with them. It doesn't mean you're wandering off and paying attention to your phone and making a phone call real quick or doing something else, personal, whatever it is that you're doing. This means that we just did an awesome session, and now I'm going to interact with you, and I'm going to tell you you're the best dog in the whole wide world, and I'm going to give you $1 million, dog. And that means massages, that means brushes if they like getting brushed. Some dogs don't like getting brushed, so I wouldn't. It's got to be something that they like. Give them love, give them massages, give them pets, play with them. Be conscious about not playing too much activity with them, because remember, we're training scent stuff here. So if you teach them, if you're playing with where they're exercising a lot and they're panting, they're gonna have a harder time scenting, because we want the tongue in their mouth when they're scenting. And the other thing is just be really conscious about stomach bloat or torsion. So since we're working with food, if they were to have a full belly and they were to run, it could potentially be life-threatening, which is where their stomach would flip over. And that's something that I always warn a lot of people about. A lot of people aren't aware of stomach torsion or bloat. But just keep in mind that since we're working with food, we don't want, on these break sessions, we don't want to throw the ball a whole bunch, because we don't want them to potentially be, jumping around with food in their belly. And then again, we don't want them panting too much, but do low impact things. Even if you're going to play with a tug, kind of just do a light, gentle tug back and forth, or just tell them how awesome they are. Just give them lots and lots of love. Just make sure you're interacting specifically with your dog in these breaks of this training session. It's going to make it that much more valuable. It's going to make it that much more fun. Again, if you were to get $1 million in between your piano playing sessions, you're gonna want to go right back to that, playing that piano, right? Been learning how to play the piano, and you're becoming the best piano player in the whole world, because not only do you get to get snackies and you get to have fun with your best friend, but you're also learning a cool skill that makes you feel good, makes your brain work, and it makes you just overall know that you're leveling up. And eventually you're going to do something real cool, which is learn how to play the piano for all your friends and family, or potentially alert to medical episodes for your best friend. So,